In this question, sizo discuss a hyperbolic function. This is question 5 from 2019, a mid-year examination paper. In the description below, zothola links for amanyama questions for this question paper. Right, to question 5, it's a two-part question. So, 5.1, it's in a hyperbolic function. And then we are 5.2. 5.2 involve a parabola as well as a straight line. Okay, 5.1, in a hyperbolic function, 5.1, but given f of x equal to 1 over x plus 2 plus 3. 5.1.1, but determine the equations of the asymptotes of f. So 5.1.1, f of x is equal to 1 over x plus 2 plus 3. So the asymptotes are x plus 2 equal to 0 is negative 2 and y equal to 3. So the x equal to negative 2 is the vertical asymptote, and then the x equal to 3 is the horizontal asymptote. So ama-asymptotes wethu siwathola kanjalo. Sithatha the denominator si-equator to 0, then solve for x, and then the horizontal asymptote is simply y equal to this value. So now ama-asymptotes wethu 1 and 2. 5.1.2, write down the y-intercept of y. So mawufuna y-intercept, I do what? I let x to be equal to 0. So where there's x, you substitute ubani, you substitute x. Now since so calculate siyothi 0 where there's x plus 2 plus a 3 equal to 7 over 2. So it means y-intercept yethu yoba 0 because we let x to be equal to 0, and then y 7 over 2. But this 7 over 2 asimcheke lapho ukuthi ubani. 7 over 2 as a decimal, it's 3.5 because asikhoni ukuplotta ama-fractions ku-Cartesian plane. So whenever in a fraction, just make a side note nyana, just write it down as a decimal number as a side note, so that now your plotter uzokwazi ukuthi ungaconfuseki. So because sometimes these things are confusana nje. Hey, how do I plot to 7 over 2 ku-Cartesian plane? It's one of the reasons it's this. You have to write it down as a decimal number. Calculate the x-intercept of f. So the x-intercept, I let y to be equal to 0. Ngiyekela y abe equal to 0. So where there's f of x, ngifaka 0 and solve for x plus 3. So bano negative 3 lana 1 over x plus 2. Then I cross multiply until out negative 3x, negative 6 equal to 1, negative 3, nyoba no 7 ngale, divide both sides with negative 3. X is equal to negative 3. Negative 7 over 3. So it means the x-intercept here to about negative 7 over 3 and 0. So and then negative 7 over 3 asimcheck utubani, you know. This is 7 over 3 equal to 2,333. So it's negative 2,3. Right, now go 5.1.4, sketch the graph of f. Clearly label all intercepts with the x-axis and any asymptotes. It's now 1, 2 yama asymptote, sibuye sibe ne-y intercept, sibuye sibe ne-x intercept. So plotter 4 yama-points la, or yeah, so plotter 4 yama-points. Right, now for 5.1.4 sketch sethu nasi la, sketch sethu nasi. So the y-intercept naila, the y-intercept naila, y-intercept, x-intercept, and then sibanani nama asymptotes wethu. Remember this, asho siyazi ukuthi y equal to a over x plus p plus q is the general formula for a hyperbolic function, and then lo p nalo q basipha ama-asymptotes. The a usitshela ngani? Nge-shape ye-graph yethu. So if a are greater than 0 or are positive, siyoba nama-curve wethu first naku-third quadrant, that's a greater than 0. But if a are less than 0, siwathola kuphi ku-second naku-fourth. So this is the shape of our graph, and then lama asymptotes are serve as a quote unquote as a sort of like a ghostish nyana, so a ghost Cartesian plane, right? A ghost Cartesian plane. But anyway, now sisiya ku 5.2. 5.2 bathi sketched below are the graphs of k and h. Graph k has a turning point at minus 118. S is the x-intercept of h and k. And then graphs h and k also intersect at t. So lama graph graph yethu ka h intersector no graph k at t and s. So these are the points of intercept. Now 5.2.1, but to calculate the coordinates of s as stated above. The s is the x-intercept of h and k. Since we don't have the equation for k, we are going to use the equation h to find our coordinates ka s. So COT 5.2.1 h of x is equal to negative 2x plus 4, 0 equal to negative 2x plus 4, and then siyoba no 2x and transpose 2x, sekaba positive ngisala no 4. X is equal to 2 after dividing both sides by 2. So therefore my coordinates ka s kuyoba ubani 2 no 0. 5.2.2, determine the equation of k in the form y equal to ax plus p squared plus q. Right, if parabola yakho is given in this form, we know that turning point turning point yethu is given by our coordinates such as p and q, and lo p uzoba ubani u-negative, and then lo q abe ubani abe u-q along nale sign yakhe. Right, but in this case why ngikhuluma nge-turning point meanwhile bathi sithole i-equation, into engizama ukuyisho ukuthi ama value ka p no q already nawo, I just need the value for a. So in order to calculate a, I need to p no q as well as x no y, but sizoza ku x no y. But for now let's substitute ulo kanji. P wami uyoba u-x plus 1. So uyambona lo x lo beka u-negative, now uyomplugga in la, now uyoplugga in u-p value wakho. This p value, say if it was positive 1 boyofaka u-negative 1, if it now it's negative 1 ufaka ubani u-positive 1. So they change ama signs. Asho uyazi ukuthi now uthola the x coordinate for a turning point yakho, you just say x plus p equal to 0, then you make x your subject of the formula. That's why lo p awu negative la. Then siba no plus 18 la. Then as si continue siqhubeka nokusimplify kwethu, remember on the previous questions we calculated ama coordinates ka s la, and ama coordinates ka s, they are also s is also a point on graph k, so therefore since ngifuna a x no y, so for x no y so the point yaka s. So where there's y ngifaka 0, a where there's x ngifaka 2 plus 1 squared plus 18, and then 0, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 squared is 9, so it's 9a plus 18 transpose 9, so 1 minus 9a, 18a is equal to negative 2. So therefore our function is negative 2, la kuno a khona ngifaka ubani, negative 2 x plus 1, remember samkhumbula lo 1 ubuyaphi, squared plus q samkhumbula ubani yawu 19 yadlala u18. So this is our function. Now sebabuya ke bathini ke manje, bathi 5.2.3, if k is equal to this equation, is equal to this expression, determine the coordinates of t. Remember t is a point of intersection between k nobani no h. So in order to calculate t, I have to solve lama equations simultaneously. So okay, now 5.2.3 sizothi ke manje 5.2.3, this is 3, angazi 5 ngimthathaphi, this is 5.2.3. now go 5.2.3 sitheni, the coordinates of t are the point of intersection. To find lama coordinates, we solve lama equations for both functions simultaneously. So now lama equations wait, y equal to minus 2x plus 4, ni remove the hx, ngafaka y la. Remember the hx will represent 2y, same goes for kx, ngimreplace ile ngafaka y, they both represent y, right? So the first equation yaga straight line is 1, and then the parabola is equation number 2. Then let's solve simultaneously. The equation 1 is equal to equation 2 because y is equal to this, y is equal to that. So kazuti o minus 2x plus 4 is equal to minus 2x squared minus 4x plus 16. Ngizosusa everything on the right hand side ngilete ngapha ka left hand side, because this is a parabolic equation. Ngoba kuno x squared la, ngizothi 2x squared plus 4x plus 16 negative 2x plus 4 is equal to 0. Now simplify as total 2x squared, and then 4x minus 2x total plus 2x, 16 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, wait, the 16 is actually negative, yeah, mabonakeza ngapha positive lo, yes, positive, yep, okay, yeah, this 16 is negative, so kuyaba no negative 12 la, equal to 0. Divide up both sides, go 2, 2, 2. Why am I dividing on 2? Ngoba ngifuna ukusebenzisa i-factoring method for solving the quadratic equation lena, or you can just go ahead and use a quadratic formula, it doesn't matter. So ngibona ngathi the factoring method, it's much more quicker. Minus 2 equal to 0, x is equal to -3 or x is equal to 2, but as you can see, x equal to 2 irrelevant. The solution lies x equal to -3 because t x coordinate yakhe in negative, right? So the y coordinate is equal to -2. You substitute with equation 1 to find y, -3 plus 4. Y is equal to -2 times +6 plus 4 is 10. So therefore, yay, -3, 10. These are the coordinates for t. 5.2.4. Determine the values of x for which k of x is less than h of x. So lana sifuna ama x values ayenza function ka k ibe less than h. So in other words, ngifuna a point where, or a portion of the graph where k angaphansi kwaka h. Bheka la, nangu k, but after this intersection point uyabona ukuthi k ungaphansi kwaka h. So the portion lena where k are less than h is actually whenever x ama coordinates ka t konje ubani, siqeda wa calculate, it's -10 and -3 and 10. So the x whenever the x value is less than, whenever x value are less than -3, whenever the x is less than -3, function ka k iba less than or iba ngaphansi kwaka h. Also nala at this intersection point as well, bona la, this k graph isaya phansi, this straight line graph isaya phansi as well, and then k ungaphansi, h ukuphi ungaphezulu. So whenever x 2 and 0, the coordinates for s is 2 and 0. So whenever x are greater than 2, we also get a situation where k are ngaphansi kwaka h. So these are the solutions, or the x values, which make this statement to be true. Now 5.2.5, it is further given that k is the graph of g prime x. Okay, so now for which values of x will the graph of g be concave up? So I think erase la. Right. Okay, 5.2.5a. Okay, lagla statement. Okay, in this question kumele be very careful. If I understand the statement, uzoba lost la ku a na ku b. But it is further given that k is the graph of g prime x. K is the graph of g prime x. G prime x. So it means there's a function g of x, and then uma ngidifferentiator guy 1 nginikeza g prime x, and g prime x is what is also equal to k of x, which represents yini ile parabola. So it means g of x was once a cubic function, so the k is a parabola, is a result of this cubic function being differentiated once. Isnikeza ini a parabola. So K or G prime X is a parabola, but for which values of X will the graph of G be concave up? I-concavity siyithola ngani? Point of inflection, and the point of inflection on a parabola is being represented by a turning point. TP yafana ne point of inflection, and then the x-intercepts ayafana nani nama turning points on a cubic. The turning points are similar to the turning points on a cubic function. So now mina ngifuna ukuphendula le question le, but in order to answer the concave up, or to address the concavity part about le function le, I need to know ukuthi ikuphi i-point of inflection yami ikuphi. It's this point, and then ngifuna the x values ezowenza the graph to be concave up. Where i-parabola yami i-increase khona, that's where i-cubic graph yami iba concave up. Yikuphi lapho? It's whenever x are less than -1, meaning all the x values to the left of -1, they are making a graph, or the cubic graph, or the graph G, to be concave up because of a parabola is increasing, right? So where a cubic yenza so khona iba concave up, so it means a parabolic graph yami izowenza something like this. Izowenza something like this. Where i-function yami increase khona, where i-parabola yami increase khona, it's actually this part of the cubic function. Ikuphi? It's whenever x are less than -1, right? And then B, the sketch of graph of G, showing clearly the x values of the turning points and the point of inflection. So ngitheni, this turning point is what? A representer, the point of inflection. TP are being represented by the x-intercepts of this function yellow guy parabola. So this turning pointing now 2 no 0, what are the coordinates for this point le? So kwamele siwacalculate. Ngizothatha this function le k of x basiphe yena, and then noma ungathatha the equation above, k in this form, and then calculate the turning point ke manje la, or the x-intercept of the parabola, the missing one. So for B, before I can sketch lana, I need this coordinate. So k of x equal to -2x squared minus 4x plus 16, 0, 0. Ngifuna the x-intercept. I make y to be equal to 0, and then divide throughout go -2, -2, -2, -2. Ngithole 0 lana, ngithole u-x squared, ngithole u-plus 2x, ngithole u-8. 0 is equal to x plus 4x -2, x is equal to -4. So therefore ama coordinates wala yoba ubani -4 as well as ubani u0. But lana for the sketch of G, I actually have to show the x values only. Angadinga ama y values for the turning points, and the point of inflection. So both for turning points and the point of inflection, I only need my x values. So a sketch sum for B will look like this: concave up for all the x values are less than, and then for all the x values are less than -1, I get a concave up, and then for all the values that are greater than -1, I get a concave down. And then remember, graph yami turn somewhere, so where there's a turn, x value yakhona nayo. For the concave up, where there's a turn, x value yakhona nayo. This is the point of inflection. The x value yakhona, it's -1. The -1 is coming from the turning point here, parabola. So this is where I end a video. So thanks for watching. Ungakhohlwa ukulike, ungakhohlwa ukusubscribe nangabe new, ungakhohlwa ukulike nangabe uyi-enjoyile this video. Leave a comment in the comment section nangabe une question, and then ungakhohlwa in the description below nangabe interested in watching the other questions for this question paper, ama-link akhona in the description. Thanks for watching. Asibonane kule video elandelayo.